This is not actually a booty exercise yet. This is called the grip strength. You do it for about 20 seconds, rest for 10 seconds, and you do this for 3 times. My recent goal is to get upper body strength and work my way to achieve a pull-up. What you're seeing here is not an actual pull-up. This is the next stage wherein I work on the eccentric part of it, which means as I go down, I do it very slowly as much as I can. This exercise also works out your abs, as you need to tighten your core in order to stabilize your spine and your torso, and this reduces the swinging of your legs as you go up and down. I do glute activation exercises first before I do any weightlifting since I'm quad dominant. Being quad dominant for me means that when I do lower body compound exercises such as squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts or leg presses, I can feel it mostly on the muscles on my front thighs, which is the quads. So as a result, I noticed that my quads has been growing as I increased the weights. With this in mind, I changed the approach to my workout routine. You can do the glute activation exercises with or without resistance bands. I do this to fire up my glutes, wake them up. So when you do heavy weight exercises, you get the glutes working the most. A lot of people reckon that squats is the best exercise when it comes to building a fuller, rounder butt or the bubble booty per se. But actually you need to do a variety of exercises that will target the 3 muscles in your butt. Those muscles are the gluteus maximus, gluteus minimus and gluteus medius. Back to the video, I'm still doing some mini squats for the glute activation. It took me a few weeks or perhaps more than a month of consistently doing this before I felt it in my glutes. You also gotta think about squeezing your bum while doing this. I believe it has helped me with that so-called mind-muscle connection. As I'm not using any weights, I can focus solely on squeezing my butt, thinking about working on it, and to get that mindset ready once I do the heavy exercises. One of my favorite exercises has to be this barbell glute bridge. So if you're serious about getting some booty gains, you need to be doing this exercise and you need to work hard on this one. If you just need to doing workouts, just use the body weight glute bridge and work your way up to put some weights, increase it over time. You can perhaps do 15 to 20 kg after a few weeks, and do not be scared in increasing it over time. Just tighten your core at all times and squeeze your bum, especially at the top. Just a note, you need to be squeezing your bum on every glute exercises and tighten your core to protect your lower back. With this is a squat variation. You need to drive your knees outward and point your toes out. Again, chest upright, and check your body in the mirror just to make sure that your form is good. I haven't done deadlift in a while, so I'm not going to do the traditional deadlift here. This is called sumo deadlift, which I found is easier on my back. I've done about 8 to 10 reps of 3 sets here. When it comes to doing deadlifts, I highly recommend for you to get a personal trainer to show you how it is done properly and safely. You need to get used to the movement, have a straight back, tighten your core, and many other things. You should get him or her to observe you while you do it, because a bad form of the deadlift can actually seriously injure your back. However, if done right, deadlifts are amazing. It is an ultimate body exercise and a functional movement which translate to everyday activities such as lifting an object off the floor. Moving on, the next exercise will be targeting the gluteus medius, which is the muscle on the side of your butt. So this is called the curtsy lunge. Keep your upper body upright as much as you can and tighten your core. Take a large step back on the opposite side and feel that stretch feeling on your butt as you go down to curtsy. Then really squeeze your glutes at the top. Keep your front leg upright and tighten your core. You gotta push your navel into the spine to get your core muscles working as well. This exercise helps you improve your balance overall. If you are just new to working out, it would be best to start on just body weight curtsy lunge and then work your way up to putting weights over a few weeks. You can put the weights on your back or the front, or you can use the dumbbells on both hands. You gotta start without the weights first, so you can focus on that stretch, squeeze feeling of this exercise. Once you master that feeling, you'd be able to maintain that when you start putting on the weights for this exercise. That was a loud music break, but not with this exercise, because you gotta do this right away. The superset of walking lunges. Depending on how exhausted you are, you do 10 to 20 steps. Just a tip, when you do longer strides, you target the glutes, and when you do shorter stride of the lunges, then you actually target the quads. This is called the hip abduction machine. To start, I use low to moderate weight and high reps for the warm-up. Now there are mixed opinions from different articles when it comes to this machine. Some people think it is useless, while others swear by it. In my own experience, I can really feel it in my glutes when I use the heavy weights and when I lean forward and hover over the seat. I keep constant tension in the glutes, squeezing it the entire time. Hip abduction is an accessory movement for the hips and the glutes. It focuses on the muscles of the outer thigh, and you will see when I do the heavy weights soon that I'm hovering over the seat, leaning forward, because when I stand in a squatting position, it will engage more of the gluteus medius and the hip abductors, which are the muscles on the side of the booty that move the legs outward. On the next set, I will be doing heavy weights, so I'll give you a few tips before it starts. To start, keep your bum lifted off of the seat, push outwards, and do a slow, controlled movement as you bring it to the center. Perform 10 reps at a challenging weight. Keep constant tension in the glutes, squeezing it the entire time. We are almost at the end of the workout. What I'm doing here is a combination of the donkey kick and that side kick you say is called fire hydrant. I do 30 reps on each side, and then right away I do the jumping side steps, which you will see at the end of the workout. I do this for 3 times or 3 sets. As you can see, I'm just doing body weight higher rep this time. This is just to increase the blood flow to the glute area at the end of my workout. Form is very important, so the entire time I engage my upper body, my torso, I tighten my tummy, and I keep thinking about working my butt, so I squeeze it hard it really burns at the last reps of this exercise. Just to clarify things, I am not a personal trainer or a real expert when it comes to weightlifting. I watch heaps of YouTube fitness vlogs and I read the works of the glute guy, Brett Contreras, so you might want to check him out. I kind of switch things up when it comes to my workout routine. Main thing is I do 1 to 2 compound exercises and the rest will be accessory or isolation movements. Since my goal has been building muscle, particularly my glutes, I make sure that I eat adequate amounts of protein, good fats and carbs. So I do not do any calorie restricting diet. Doing jumping side steps here, my legs and glutes are really burning, but I know that's when I have to push through, and I'm done.